morning, and welcome to Keep This in Mind, brought to you by SpectHealth.com. I am David Specht. He'd have a little label on the screen. Anyway, graphic designer moment. So, ambition. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We often use it in a bad context. But I want to just share with you for a minute a couple of ideas that I had overnight that I really think will play into this. I have seen an inordinate, yes, I use that big word, a large number of people that I know in certain circles be in a get by or good enough mindset, meaning just enough to get by. Just, if I can get the bills paid this week, if I can get through this week, if I can do just enough to survive, I'm good. And can I tell you that mindset really bothers me? Because I believe that we were put on, as Chad Free says, on purpose, that we were created on purpose for a purpose. And if we have no ambition whatsoever, we never really step into the purpose that we were created for. Now, I'm going to share with you just a little bit of scripture. Again, this is not a Bible study, not a biblical scholar. I have read my Bible for the majority part of my life, but I was one of the wisest people in the entire Bible, especially ones that have blood running through their veins and live on this earth, is Solomon. And Solomon wrote the book of Proverbs. And in the book of Proverbs, he wrote this. Proverbs 13:22 says this: "Good people leave an inheritance to their grandchildren, but the sinner's wealth passes to the godly." I'm going to leave that up for a minute because I really do want to break this down a little bit for you. In my life, I see this as a charge or an assignment to leave an inheritance. Do you want to be a good person? Are you a good person? Well, then this is one of the attributes of a good person. They leave an inheritance to their grandchildren. Now, I don't want to just pluck this out of Scripture, because if you read all the translations, if you read the verses before and after, you will realize that, yes, he is talking about leaving a monetary inheritance. But I would go one step further and say that we should leave all types of inheritance: an inheritance of leadership, an inheritance of education, an inheritance of values and character. And one of the things that I think about when I see this particular scripture is, let me disconnect real quick, that little guy right there. See, that's my grandson. And I believe that if I'm considered a good person, that I will leave something for him. Now, I can't leave something for him, an inheritance, if there is not something to inherit, if there's not a legacy, if there's not abundance. You can't leave an inheritance of lack, although I suppose you could. But an inheritance of abundance actually takes a great deal of work and a great deal of ambition, right? You can't leave an inheritance just getting by. So as we continue to ponder this thought, I want you to ask yourself, what am I doing today that will outlast me? Am I leaving something? Because, see, it's easy to look at the next generation, your kids, or even if you don't have kids yet, okay, I can see I can leave something for that generation. But now when you back up the third generation to that equation, now all of a sudden your eyes widen and you're like, there's something bigger that has to be done. So I just want to encourage you today, as you go through your day, as you go through your week, your month, your year, are you really working to create something, some sort of legacy? Whether, again, it's not always money, but it can be money. It's not always health, but it can be health. Let's think about it. If you can break the curse of sickness in your family's tree by being healthy, what an inheritance to leave to the third generation. If you can break the curse of lack, the curse of scarcity versus the blessings of abundance. Now, abundance takes many forms, but just think about if you could break that curse in your family tree and leave an inheritance of abundance 2 generations behind you. Imagine, if you will, you could break the curse of bad attitudes. Come on, we've seen the family members, right? And if you don't know which one of your family members has the bad attitude, might be you. Breaking that curse, right? There are so many things that we can do in our lives, in our families, that if we do the work ourselves, it's on us. We're the only ones that can do the work. If we do the work ourselves, then the benefits, the inheritance can pass far beyond. You want to leave a legacy in this world? You want to leave your mark on this world? Leave it in your family. When you build something that's an inheritance to your family, guess what? Impact in the world will take care of itself. God bless.